How's it going, guys? We are still here on Dominica Island. This time we are going to look for the one species of snake that we primarily came here to find. I'm currently working on the boa constrictor movie part 2. If you haven't seen the boa constrictor movie, that link is in the description below. Please check that out. But there's a species of boa that is found exclusively on this island. It's found nowhere else on Earth. This is Bob Bledsoe from Green Room Pythons. Bob, what is that boa?
That's boa nebulosa. It's the clouded boa, very similar to a boa imperator or a regular red-tailed boa, something like that.
It is going to take every bit of our herping expertise to find this snake, and yet we might not find it.
I don't think we will find it.
That's the spirit.
It's my belief, and I've already told him this, that Dave is delusional about finding this animal, but I'm here to have a good time.
I'm here to find the snake. So in this video, Bob and I and our really good friends are going to tour this island, and hopefully we're not leaving here until we find the clouded boa, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. Okay, so we're in a place that's actually really unique and really cool. So about a year ago, I got COVID for the 4th time, and my sense of smell has been like non-existent for a year. I could not smell anything, not even myself. But here we are at these Sulfur hot springs, and you can see that the water is bubbling here. All of a sudden, in this sulfur area, I got my sense of smell back with a vengeance. This place stinks.
Thanks for not blaming it on me, Dave. I appreciate that. That's
well,
classy of you.
But look at this. So you can, I don't know why they have access to this hot water down here, but you can come down here. I mean, this water is probably like 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can just come down here. Look at this. And you can just stick your bare foot right in this scalding hot water. Do you dare me to do it? I'm going to do it. Oh my God. That's actually really cold. This is a cold sulfur spring. It's not hot at all. And look at that. I mean, it's bubbling up from the ground. It looks like it's 450 degrees, but look at that. I mean, it's actually pleasantly cold. This is exactly how I like my sulfur baths. Ah, this is nice. Bob?
Yeah.
Isn't this nice?
It's nice, Dave. It doesn't smell nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's why I'm soaking my legs in this, so that I have that fresh sulfur smell. You know,
well, that's what we were saying. You're going to come into the car smelling like a red egg.
Right. And that's going to last for the rest of my life. This is like the bog of eternal stench. Smell bad. Comment below if you know what movie that's from. All right, so that's enough soaking in the sulfur. But this is a cool place. And not only that, but there are boas all over this place.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Since you said there's boas everywhere, why don't you just show them one?
Well, I'm about to.
Yeah, just show them one real quick.
Yeah.
Because they're all over the place.
There's got to be, well, there's one there. Oh, there's one over there. I mean, I'm running out of like battery power, so I can't show it. But this is like literally the bog of eternal stench. And now my foot is going to smell like that for at least 4 or 5 years. But all of this is cold Sulfur Springs. Craziest place I've ever been. I don't see any boas though. And if there were boas here, I bet they would stink. If you haven't heard of Palm Street yet, you've got to check this out. It's a new online marketplace where you can see your new reptile through either live streams or direct from the breeder listings. The best part is all sellers are vetted to ensure your new reptile is healthy, and there are even exclusive perks for new members and so much more. Palm Street makes shopping for your new reptile fun. Check them out for yourself by hitting the link in the description below. So as we're working our way down the coast here, right along the ocean here, this is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. But there's a trail that leads right over here. And reportedly on the other side of this trail, there's a cave that's obviously pretty difficult to get to. So a lot of people don't ever make it here. But in this cave, reportedly, there are thousands and thousands of bats. So I'm gonna work my way along this cliff edge here until I get to the cave and we're gonna check this out. All right, so I made it off that cliff down here to the seashore, and I don't know where those guys went. Everybody's lost but me. Ow, that hurt. What's going on here?
So, I don't know if this board is gonna hold me, and if I fall, or if Dave falls, that's what we have to look forward to. Now the strategy is to walk across to that rock and then go and then take the rocks around instead of walking all the way across that board.
All right, so I guess there's only one way to find out if that's gonna support us.
Okay, do it, Dave.
All right, here I go.
Nice job, Dave.
All right, Bob, you got this, man.
Oh.
Bob, if your mother sees you do this, she's gonna be very upset with you.
It's the slipperiness.
Success!
That was scary.
That was scary.
That was super scary.
I was very afraid for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's go see some bats. Oh my God, this is very slippery. Wait, very rocky. Holy crap, look at this, it's pink. I wonder what's making that pink. That is insane. That I didn't expect. I wonder if that's all the bat guano that's making that pink. Wow, okay, that is just bizarro world. All right, so obviously Bob and I made it without incident. I honestly didn't know if we would. I mean, that was really actually a little bit scarier than it looked. I didn't, whoa! And I'm soaked all of a sudden. Oh, that damn ocean. All right, so now that I'm all soaked, I really didn't know if we would make it over that, but the problem is, now we got to make it back over that when we leave. But we made it, and here's the cave we're going in. Lots of flies. That's gross. Probably eating all the guano. Bob, what do we see? Oh, listen to that. You can hear them all. Can you see them over there?
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of bats. That's insane. All right, that was worth risking our lives for. There's a little canyon down there that if I slip on this guano, I could break a leg very easily. So I think this might be as far as I'm going to get. And I really want to get closer to see those bats. But, thank you. And you can just hear all of these bats, and it literally goes all the way back in there. And there's thousands of bats, and those boas could just come right in here. There's lots of places for those boas to hide in here, but this has become very, very dangerous for me to get any further into this cave. And you all just saw what it took for me to get to this point here. So I think this is as far in as I'm gonna get, and I'm just going to sit here for a while and admire these bats. If I try to walk up that slippery slope of guano, I could easily slip, trap my leg and break my leg, and then I'm not getting back over those boards. But man, you can just hear all of these bats. Those bats are amazing. I absolutely love bats, but now I've got to get back across those boards. I made it once. Pretty sure I can make it again. All right, so we've been on this island now for 4 or 5 days. I lost track. But so far, we have come up empty-handed with the boa, and it's really starting to aggravate Bob over here. Are you getting aggravated?
Dave, you know, I live my life aggravated. You guys know that, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of bees.
A lot of bees.
Right here. Maybe we should do this over here.
I like that they're doing bees.
Bees. Anyway, as I said, we've been here for 4 or 5 days, and we have come up empty-handed with the boa so far. But, you know, it would have been a lot easier for me to pay some of the locals 20, 40, 50 bucks, whatever, to have them go out into the field, find a boa, plant it, and say, hey, look what I found. And I just can never really do that. I mean, we hire the locals to guide us to where the places are, but I'll tell you, on this channel, I want to keep it as authentic as possible. And I'll tell you, when I film these videos, I want to film them in such a way that everybody watching it feels like they're right here with me. And part of that authenticity is spending days and nights out here and coming up empty-handed. And, you know, you watch things on Animal Planet, for instance, and they're go out into the bush and immediately they find a snake. It's fake. That snake was planted there before the host got out there. And I just simply won't do that on this channel. And that's one of the reasons why I keep turning down Animal Planet every time they approach me to do a show, because I want to keep this as authentic as possible. So, having said that, it's day number 4 out here without a boa. But right in front of me over here is an old abandoned hotel, and apparently this place has thousands of bats in it, and those bats are going to attract boas. This is the one place that we have a really solid chance at finally finding that boa. And look at this. So here's a portion of the hotel that's kind of all dilapidated. Nature is reclaiming this area. There's the main part of the hotel over there I'm going to go explore. But this is where we have been told we have the best shot at seeing a boa, because those boas are going to use this for cover and they're going to use this as a food source. So this place looks like it would have been really cool back in the day, before it became all broken down and dilapidated. But you've got this whole rocky wall right here, and this is where boas are going to hide. And hopefully we're going to see one out and about here. Zilla has everything you need for your reptile pets, from caging to lighting and everything in between. To see their entire catalog and find out where you can get Zilla products near you, visit zillarules.com. All right, so let's go back into this abandoned hotel and see what we got. By the looks of it, I don't know that this was abandoned. It just looks like it was never finished. There are lizards and skinks and those giant amoebas running all around me. So they're utilizing this abandoned hotel as well. It just stands to reason that the boas would as well.
Dave,
yeah.
We have found the bats.
Oh, you have found the bats.
And I think that you should bring your audience in to show them the bats. Warning to you, though, they will swarm and you'll get pooped on.
Well,
but I did it, so I think you should do it as well. Right through there.
Right through there.
To the right, and then the first little room to the left. Look in there first. There's not a ton, but they're super cute. And then just keep going in there.
And there's a lot of bats.
Maybe the swarm already happened and you'll avoid the poop.
I love bats.
But I didn't.
But I don't love bat poop.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in here. Oh, there's the bats. Oh, look at them all. Holy crap. Oh, this ground is soft with guano. Look at all these bats. There are bats everywhere in here. Yeah, good to meet you too, buddy. But yeah, there's bats all over the place in here. Woo! Whoa, my God, they're dive bombing me. Hey, echolocation, I'm standing right here. Use it. Hello, Mr. Cockroach, how are you? Okay, see ya. We are getting swarmed by bats here. There are so many bats in here. Like as soon as I came in here, they just fluttered all over the place. Look at these guys right here. Hi, guys. Oh, jeez. Dude. God. Oh my God, they're coming right for me. Echolocation, use it. What I'm doing in here is I'm actually scaring them, and I don't like that. So I just wanted to take a look at you. I'm leaving. So one thing I will mention about this island is that there are no venomous snakes here. There's only like, again, I think there's 4 species of snakes on this island. This island really isn't rich in reptiles and amphibians, but none of them are venomous. So if you see a snake cruising through the undergrowth, you can basically catch it without incident. You know, a boa's gonna bite you, racers might bite you, but nothing is venomous on this island, which makes it really easy so that you don't have to identify first and grab later. You can grab first and identify later. All right, this place is cool.
It is.
Did you find the boa yet?
I know, and I went into a couple other buildings that weren't as interesting as this one.
Oh.
But
this is where the boas are gonna be. Now, Bob, take a look at this. This would have been amazing to flip if it wasn't sitting vertically like that.
It would.
It would. No, it's metal. All right, so this place has been amazing to explore. Those bats are really awesome. I absolutely love bats. However, we're not here for the bats, we're here for the boas. And now it's getting to be about midday, and as it heats up out here, our chances of finding a boa out and about during the day just kind of decrease. But this is what it's like to actually come out here and look for boas. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work. Rummaging through places like this day after day, this is what it takes. You don't just come out here and boom, there's a boa. So anyway, we are going to say goodbye to this location, really awesome location. We're going to say goodbye to the bats, and we're going to try one more place. Our time here in Dominica is coming to an end, and it's making me very nervous that I came all the way out here and we might not get to see a boa. It happens, but I don't want it to happen here. So in order to appreciate the significance of the clouded boa to the people of this island, you have to look deep into the culture and the folklore of how the boa got to this island. And I'm in a place right now where it's believed that a giant spiritual boa crawled out of the ocean, came right through this path, and went up into the mountains. So here is where the spiritual boa climbed out of the ocean. You can still see the path it took right here as it climbed up towards the mountain right this way and all the way up into the mountains. So the spiritual boa came up this path, and you can still to this day see the marks on the rocks that the boa made as it came up this way. And the story is that the indigenous people can give gifts to the giant clouded boa in the form of tobacco or other things to ask the snake for healing or anything that the people need. The giant spiritual clouded boa that came from the ocean and went up the mountain is the protector of the people of this island, and all clouded boas that are on this island are descendants of that original giant spiritual clouded boa. And so because of the people believe that the clouded boa is a protector, it's a spiritual protector of not only the land but the people that live here, the clouded boa is not only revered on this island, but it is also very significantly protected. But in so many cultures with their folklore that basically says that the snake is evil and should be destroyed, here on the island of Dominica, they actually revere and protect the clouded boa on this island. So we're up at Dino's place up here on the side of this mountain, and he did in fact have the one thing that we came to this island to find. Now, I would have preferred to find one of these. We've got maybe 2 or 3 days left on this island. We could still find one on our own, but have a look at this. This is a juvenile clouded boa. This is one of the rarest boas in the world, and it is only found on the island of Dominica. It is endemic to this island, and these guys are one of the most sought after boas in our hobby. But there is absolutely no one in the United States or Canada that has these. These are completely absent from Western herpetoculture. There was a few that were imported off this island and brought to Germany, and that breeder worked with these for several years, and they never really propagated in the hobby. And so the ones in Germany, they died out 30 years ago. And so this boa is so rare that breeders again are not working with this snake. Now this snake is fiercely protected on this island. If you kill this snake on this island, it is a $750 fine. That's US dollars. And you can spend up to 6 months in prison for killing this snake on this island. These are fiercely protected on this island, and therefore this snake is, we don't know. It could be very common on this island, but again, this is the hide and seek champion of this island. We've been out here for a long time, trekked all over this island, and the first one that we're seeing in the wild is right here. And Dino found this guy last night, called us and told us that again he had something very special to show us. But the natural history of this snake on this island is virtually unknown. We have no idea how far they're traveling. We have no idea what their mating habits are like here. Some species of boas require multiple males to combat over a female, and like Boleyn's pythons, for instance, that's why Boleyn's pythons really haven't quite taken off, because we did not realize that it takes more than one male to a female to really get them going. And it could be the same for this boa on this island. We just don't know. We don't know what their home ranges are. We really don't even know at what altitudes these guys prefer to be at. There is very little work being done on this particular snake here on this island. But have a look at this coloration of this snake. Those muted colors, those muted saddles, those saddles aren't very high contrast against the background, and therefore it looks like it's kind of hypo almost. And that's where the name Clouded Boa comes from, because it really does not have a high contrast coloration. And the tail, there's very little red on that tail. It's basically the same coloration as the rest of the snake. And the scientific name Boa nebulosa literally translates into clouded boa. Now these snakes, they do get big. There are 8-footers that are spotted out here, but it's gonna take this snake a couple more years to reach that maximum size. Now, again, I would have preferred if our hard work that we've been putting in over the past 4 or 5 days would have produced finding one of these in the wild, but I'm so glad that Dino was able to find one of these, so at least we could see what these snakes look like in the wild. And again, we've got a couple more days out here. We could still encounter one of these beautiful snakes in the wild ourselves, but if that doesn't happen, at least we got to see this one in the wild. So guys, as I mentioned, I am out here filming for the Boa Constrictor movie part 2. You are going to learn a lot more about this species in that movie. If you haven't already seen the Boa Constrictor movie, that is up already. That link is in the description below. Please go check out that movie. I hope you guys enjoy it. And guys, coming to this island with Bob, with Ricky, finding these snakes, this has been an absolute dream come true. So real quick, I just want to give a real quick shout out and a thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter of this channel, that link is also in the description. And guys, as always, thanks for watching, and until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.